Hi, welcome to our channel. For those of you new, my name is Dave. I work in financial services, and these videos are mixing towards financial freedom, financial products, financial well-being, so you can reach your goals sometime in the future, just like me. Now, it's not to boast or brag or say, look at me. There's obviously a lot of people better performers than me, but it's to give hope to people. If I can build a portfolio of six figures, you can too. If you take the steps, take the plan, and make sure you invest within a tax-free investment wrapper. So, what are the aims of a portfolio? We're looking at an annual year of 10% growth year on year. For 2024, we're looking at dividends of £3,600 a year. So let's say £300 a month, and a year-end valuation of £113,000. So how have we done? Well, very good month. Start of the month, we were at 113,845, so already above expectations. End of the month at 116,303. So monthly profit of £2,458, but more importantly, year-to-date return of 17.07%. And the mad thing is, the shares have done well, but the funds have, shall we say, suffered during the month. For the month, we made contributions of £424, and year-to-date, or tax year-to-date, of £1,299, predominantly based in financial services. But our platform providers charges fees of £15.87, which is based on the portfolio value of the pot. So as the pot grows up, the fees go up, and obviously the pot goes down, the fees will go down, but mainly about the same amount each month. So where is the portfolio held geographically? Well, predominantly based in UK and Europe. We are trying to reduce it at the moment, 60.98% in Europe and UK. 27% in USA and Americas, and 11.96% in Asia and emerging markets. Now, during the month, we've had some good dividends. £141.28. So year to date, £2,807.54. We're expecting 2-1, so £700 above where we expected, but we will have some good months, some bad months. Across our shares, we've got an average yield of 5.77%. So where have we received dividends during the month? Sainsbury's gave us £81.06, reinvested 30 new shares, so that will compound for future payouts. We received £40.58 from HSBC All Wear Shaker Fund, and we received £19.65 from one of our emerging market funds. So, good month to date. As I said, look at the graphic. Good months, some bad months. So let's dive into where the actual shares or the funds are held with portfolio. So let's do our shares first. At the moment, we own 10 shares, 7 in profit, 3 in loss. Makes up £54,948, 47% of our portfolio, of which 40% is in the FTSE 100 and 7% is in the FTSE 250. Now, they're my own personal recommendations, predominantly financial services, what we know about, but they're all shares we're just going to switch off. We've got no reasons to sell them shares in the next 3 to 5 years. They were done for a specific purpose. Our largest holding is Lloyds the Banking Group, 19,807 shares, nearly £12,000, 10% of our portfolio. Results, shall we say, struggled during the month as interims, but one good thing of note, the dividends increased from 0.92 pence a share to 1.06, so over 10%. The banking results have been very good lately, shall we say, for the increased market, but what happened if interest rates go down in future? Our next share is Legal & General, the insurance company, 4,189 shares, £9,700, 8% of our portfolio. We just switch off, very cash rich. It has been doing a lot of buyouts in the pensions insurance market. Everyone needs insurance, very cash rich. But it has been a yield of around about 9%, and hopefully middle of August results will come out and a very good dividend will be paid during September or October. Also on the insurance company, we own Aviva, 1,854 shares, £9,000, 8% of our portfolio, and just like L&G, very cash rich, predominantly in the insurance, financial sector, pension sector, shall we say, corporate and employer based. But again, very nice yield of 9%, and dividends during April, or results in April, August, will pay a very nice dividend, hopefully payable September, October again. We own Card Factory, the retailer, 3,917 shares, £4,700, 4% of our portfolio, very cash rich, has a very good high street presence, has been reducing debts over the past few years, and recently obviously the banking restrictions were removed, so dividends were reinvested. But it has had a bigger month. The shares are up about 20% in the month. Back on the banking sector, we own Barclays, 1,631 shares, nearly £4,000, 3% of our portfolio, and it will pay a nice interim dividend of 2.9 pence a share, which has been increased. We own HSBC, 530 shares, £3,500, 3% of our portfolio. Has struggled recently, but did pay special dividends. It does pay quarterly in the future, but it has gone on a turnaround basis, and it has, shall we say, improved fortunes predominantly in the Far East and China. Another company is on the turnaround is NatWest. We own 992 shares, £3,600, 3% of our portfolio, and again, dividends increased 6%, 6p a share against 5.5. But one psychological information is the government have now got the stake below with 20%. They were going to do a sell-off, but obviously the Labour government's come in, been put on hold, but they are reducing shares automatically as and when. So now, shall we say, not a controlling holder anymore. We own AJ Bell, the platform provider, 731 shares, £3,500, nearly 3% of the portfolio, very cash rich, what we consider a growth company, but the shares have had a good result. They're up over £1 within the month. Away from the banking sector and investments, we own Sainsbury's. So we've got a good payout in the month, 911 shares, £2,500, 2.16%, has been some kind of turnaround, very cash rich, has been, shall we say, restoring fortunes, on kind of restructuring program, but everyone needs food, everyone needs to eat. And then back onto our insurance market or pension providers. We deal with a lot of clients who own, shall we say, shares within Phoenix Group. They have been buying other companies out recently, so we're on a growth phase. But the yield's around about 10%. We put 2,000 in. It's now worth 2,423. So it makes up 2% of our portfolio, but we own 443 shares, and it is paying a very nice yield of around about 10%. But it's predominantly in, shall we say, a sector we know about. So a nice collection of shares, shall we say, all doing well, but some great results in the month. Hopefully some great results to come next few weeks from Aviva and L&G. But a lot of the companies have all increased dividends as interim results. Remember, they're my own personal opinions. If you like the videos, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Now let's look at the funds held within the portfolio. At the moment, let's look at our funds. We own 10 funds, 5 in profit, 5 in loss, and for some reason they struggled in the past few days, especially at the end of the sell-off during the month of July. At the moment, it makes up 50% of our portfolio, so slightly ahead of the shares. Totals fund values of 61,329. So where are the funds held? Our largest holding is a passive vintage fund. Just switch off, it covers numerous sectors, very low fees. £23,000 makes up nearly 20% of our portfolio. We own a legal and general technology fund, nearly £13,000, 11%. Owns around about 700 shares, but it has struggled during the month. It's down about £1,000. Obviously, everyone's been saying for months the US is over, shall we say, hyped. The big seven have obviously dominated the market. Is it time for some kind of correction? But we just switch off. We own a Fidelity World Index fund, 3,500 shares, 0.12%, £9,500, but 8% of our portfolio. Just switch off, does what it says in the tin, and the year-end returns normally around about 10% year on year. Now, some funds that have struggled lately is a Fidelity China fund, £2,200, but makes up 2% of our portfolio. We own an emerging market fund, £800, 1.5%, and a second emerging market fund, £1,200, 1%. Now, those three sectors have struggled during the past few months. If and when they ever get back in profit, we'll take the money and we'll reinvest, so we say, into our passive funds. Now, one fund we do own is an AIM or a mid-cap fund. Around about £2,000, nearly 2% of our portfolio. The plan in the next few weeks is to sell it off and put it into, shall we say, our tech fund or a passive ventures fund, just for diversifying. And then our final fund, shall we say, of note is a Russia fund. We put £500 in. It was up over £600 in profit, shall we say. Struggled ever since. It's now back at 226, but thankfully it makes up 0.2% of our portfolio. Who knows what will happen in Russia-Ukraine conflict, but we're not prepared to sell at a great loss. Now, within the funds, we have increased one of our current holdings, the Fidelity World Index, done for diversification, but at the moment we put £415 into that fund. Now, two funds we've bought recently for some kind of putting some money in, we've ring-fenced it. We've put £3,000 in an S&P fund. It's now worth 3.2, but it makes up 3% of our portfolio. And an HSBC all share fund, £5,500. We did put 5 in, but makes up 4.64%. So we've kept that separate from our existing funds because we want to ring fence it for a particular purpose in future. But we wanted to invest it, we didn't want to keep it in cash. So predominantly, shall we say, some very good funds, but for some reason the market struggled the past few weeks, especially the last week in July, has affected our funds. But just go to show, we've made 70% year to date profit. We'll have some good months, we'll have some bad months, but it just goes to show the annual return is 10% each year. It's not a get rich quick scheme, but all the dividends are tax free, all the investments are tax free within the wrapper. There's no need for self-assessments, there's no capital gains, but it just goes to show if you put a plan in place, you can take the 6 reps, you can build a portfolio of 6 figures or whatever you do to suit your plans, but it's not a get rich quick scheme. Remember, if you like the videos, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you again in the next video.